Mr. Chalaki here. Did y'all see that interview? Got some powders on my shoulders. Did y'all see that interview that Keri Hilson did at the Breakfast Club? Oh, yes. We're going to talk about it, y'all. It was good. It was good. Keri Hilson, singer, songwriter. So many hits. Pretty Girl Rock, I think, was probably her biggest hit. Slow Dance, Energy. She's written for so many different people. And she's just so mega talented. She's one of those artists that came out in the mid to late 2000s. Like 20, maybe 2006 to maybe 2006, 7, 8, something like that ish. She came out, and it was so many artists back then. It was Sierra, Beyonce was solo, Kelly Rowland was solo, Michelle, the whole Destiny's Child was solo. We had LaToya Luckett, we had Ashanti. It was so much going on. Sierra, probably already said Sierra. It was just a lot going on back during that era. J-Lo, the girlies was doing their thing for sure. So anyway, Keri Hilson, one of her hit songs is called You're Turning Me On. You fly as hell, swagger like brown skin popping, just how to just how I like it. You're turning me on. Turning me on. My jam from that era, from that album, was the song with Neo and Kanye West. Now, that was my joint. It was so good. But anyway, so I remember it was on 106 Park. I remember I voted for it, all that. It's just so many memories for me. The early 2000s was when I was in high school, junior high school, leaving junior high, going into high school, I think. Yes, I'm old. And so it's bringing back so many memories. If y'all hear anything, it's little kids outside playing, child, and get ready to throw tomatoes out the window. They be ready to fight their parents, okay? No, y'all, we love the children. Anyway, Keri Hilson went on the Breakfast Club. She did a remix to her song, Turning Me On. However, that remix did not end up getting the attention of the people. Yes. Back then, Keri Hilson was signed to Interscope Records. She was signed in like a joint deal, I believe she said, with Polo the Don and Timbaland. Y'all know master producer Timbaland. Probably the most famous for working with Justin Timberlake, Aaliyah, Missy Elliott, Madonna, Timbaland. He's been around since the 90s. Magoo, Genuine, that whole era. It's been a long time. Should have left you. Not for me. Step two. What step two? I think it. Listen, what you do to get to me, and what you say to have your way. If you give up or try again, then I hesitate to let you in. I know it be yourself. Listen, y'all stop. Okay, this is a serious video. So, we miss Aaliyah. I wrote about her in 6th grade when she passed. I remember one of Sister Park when they announced it, AJ and Free. And I was so heartbroken. That was the first celebrity death that just kind of hit me, because Aaliyah was just she was our cousin. Like she was our girl. Like Aaliyah, she was just pretty and popping and fierce and smooth and chill, and it's just Aaliyah was our big sister, back then. So anyway, Keri Hilson signed Interscope Records, y'all. And she was signed the deal with Timbaland and Polo the Don. I already said that. And so with that said, she wrote a remix of Turning Me On. Now, many other artists well, mainly one, I believe, wrote some remixes to Turning Me On, right? But the one that got leaked, the one that they decided to use, the label, Polo the Don, was a Turning Me On remix wrote by Esther Dean. Y'all know Esther Dean. Drop it low, girl. Drop it low, girl. Y'all know Esther Dean. Actress as well. She was in Pitch Perfect. And I believe she hosted on a talent show. Was it America's Got Talent? It was one of those singing shows that she was a host on at one point. But anyway, Esther Dean was one of the writers for the Turning Me On remix. So they decided to use Esther Dean's version of Turning Me On remix. In her version, it was a diss to Beyonce in particular and Sierra. But it was basically just a diss of all the R&B girlies out at that time. And it was just like, y'all know how the artists do. They go back and forth, bring up other artists in their song, for shock value and views and the whole thing. So Esther Dean's version was nothing like Keri Hilson's version. Keri Hilson's version wasn't dissing anybody like that. It was talking about a dude and she was doing her thing. So she says in this interview with the Breakfast Club that she was pressured by Polo the Don. She said Timbaland, she is kind of fuzzy. She said that Timbaland probably just went with what Polo the Don wanted. Polo the Don was pressuring her to put out this particular record, in particular to diss Beyonce. I'm not saying that was his goal, that was his purpose for Keri Hilson doing it, but it had that diss in there where it was talking about to the left. Y'all know Beyonce had the hit song Irreplaceable. And so Keri, she was strongly against it. She did not want to do it, but her being a young artist, this being her big shot, she was pressured and she did not want to lose her record deal. She did not want to be sabotaged in the industry. Needless to say, this ended up what happened anyway. She put out the record and the Beehive and the team and everybody just dissed her. Luckily, she was able to put out, some good songs afterwards, but her career's never been the same. It's been completely tarnished because of that one diss song. Many, many years have passed. She's moved on, but that still kind of haunts her because she feels like she could have been a lot further in her music career if it wasn't for her dropping that diss record. So she talked about it on the Breakfast Club. So since then, Esther Dean wrote a general apology. She was just like, I apologize for all the people involved. She was like, I support women. I love women. I have written for many artists since then, many women, but it was a dumb mistake and I was wrong for doing that back then. She never directly apologized to Keri Hilson. Keri Hilson has not, this is her first time that I know of speaking in detail about it. And she said, it was another female producer. Another female writer. She never said that it was Esther Dean. But the good old internet found out it was Esther Dean. And she had admitted to it. She was just like, yeah, indeed, it was a good song, etc. Esther Dean and Polo the Don both went on to work with Beyonce. And Timbaland went on to work with Beyonce and Jay-Z. Yet Keri Hilson was the one that took all the heat for it. Really messed up. Really nasty. So nasty and so rude. But unfortunately, the music industry is probably the most cutthroat industry there is. Industry of work there is. And so for years, she's held on to this. And I'm glad that in a way she's kind of released this. She says that she met Beyonce. She ran into Beyonce a couple of times, but one time Beyonce just spoke to her, said, hi, I'm Beyonce, and, whatever. I'm sure, obviously, Beyonce knew who she was, and, it was like, okay. It's just really unfortunate. I don't, in this instance, it's not a thing of, the only person I feel bad for is Keri Hilson. I'll say this because I think that really did put a damper into her career. And Keri Hilson is super duper talented. I remember recently, Shamia, she said she was in a group with Keri Hilson, you know, way back when they were younger and stuff. And so Keri has been making music for a long, long time. And there's just every song that she puts out, every album she does, it's always, excuse me, it's always kind of shut down or not seen or not paid attention to simply because of that one mistake that happened way back in the early 2000s. It's been 20 plus years probably since that happened. And it's just unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that people hold certain people down who make mistakes, but other people they let go. And they seem to move on from it. Jonathan Majors. We can talk about that in another video probably. So, you know, I think that Keri Hilson, she got some music coming out. I heard she got an album coming out, so I'm excited. I have always supported Keri Hilson. I've always liked her music. All her albums are good. And so I do wish her the best. Now that she's finally revealed the tea after all these years. And I wish all of them the best in this situation, but they were wrong for what they did to her back then. I don't like it. I don't like it. It was wrong. Keri Hilson said something very important in that video, and I'm going to end on this. She says that, Lord, now I can't remember. Praise the Lord. She said, oh, I remember. She says that when you go against your intuition, you always pay. And that's the truth. When you get ready to make a decision, or when you're forced to make a decision, or when it's time for some decision-making time, but your gut, your insides is telling you this is wrong, this ain't it, this ain't the move, don't do it, regardless of what you're at stake for. But, you know, we all live and learn, and we're praying for everybody involved, child. Beyonce is the great Beyonce. Much love and respect to her. And Esther Dean, she's went on to have great success. Good for her. Timbaland and of course Polo the Don. But this video in particular is for the love and support of Miss Keri Hilson. Beautiful lady and super talented. And I'm excited for the new music to come and all her new ventures, child. Leave people alone. Let people fly free. We all done so many diss records and so much stuff that have been written out there, child. Let the girl be successful and do her thing, child. Child, please. I am Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Skinswell on Instagram and Twitter. I'm belching. Everything's going on. Mr. Chalaki on Instagram. And I am Mr. Chalaki. I'm going to start over. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Skinswell on Instagram and Twitter. At Skinswell89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. Mr. Chalaki on Cash App, PayPal, and TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black. Stay tuned. And I'll see you guys later.